Give me just a couple more seconds, guys. I am currently working out some details with the streaming software. Turn the music up before just a smidge. You guys hear the music okay? Let me know in the chat box thingy. Just trying to work out the volume here. Good enough. All right. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me all right, Skeleton? And whoever else is with me today, can you guys hear me over the mic real good? Awesome, awesome. All right, so first off today, when we're going over the episode that we had, unfortunately, I have to say that I am not able to see the ult pie yet because of the fact that the uncensored version is not out yet. Which sucks, because I watched it on Crunchyroll and there were some good ult pie scenes that were blocked, so I'm having to wait. So the one you guys are going to be seeing in the description is not the uncensored version, but hopefully it will be out later today. But let's go ahead and break into today's episode. There were some really important scenes from the light novel of Volume 10 that were put in today's episode that I was highly anticipating, and I am so glad that they were put in there. The first one that I'm about to show you guys is... Let's see here. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. Should come up here in just a second, but this first one is has to do with telling the story of how the Ulpai dragon became, you know, the children's hero in the demon realm, which, you know, to me is a really touching part of the story, because, you know, a lot of people, you know, were complaining that, you know, the Ulpai dragon song is cringy. Well, they don't know the background of it. The whole Ulpai dragon song has to do with, you know, how he gained his reputation as, you know, the child's hero in the demon realm. And in this episode, that is made clear because as you go through, hang on, you see in this scene right here, you see the one picture from the light novel in volume 10 where it's, you know, it's the mother and the child, and they're upset because, you know, they missed the autograph signing for the Ulpai dragon, and Issei saw that, and he decides to change out of the goodness of his heart. He goes into his armor, and he goes and he greets the child, and immediately the child's, you know, tears immediately turn to gleam and happiness, because, you know, it's the Ulpai dragon. He gets to see his hero, and it's because of this fact that, you know, he gave the kid an autograph on his hat, and it was the fact that Issei was able to reach out to this kid like that Issei discovered that, you know, the Ulpai dragon is not, you know, just a title that he gained. It's a hero title. I mean, he means something to these kids, you know, so that's a really touching scene for me. I mean, even though, you know, he got into trouble with, you know, the management staff that was handling the event in today's episode, I mean, this comes to show, you know, that there are still some touching moments in the series. You wish you had a hat like that? Yes, Skeleton. What's your question? Did they change the storyline? Well, I don't think they really changed it. They did, as a matter of fact, they did, like, the one part that I'm about to go to is another part that is big in the light novel, and that's the discussion with Riaz's mother right here. And this discussion with Riaz's mother, they didn't make the conversation as long as it was in the light novel. Like, most of the lines were there. She did talk to Issei about, you know, not calling her, you know, Riaz's mother, and call her mother, or I forgot what the other one was. But as far as, you know, talking to Riaz herself, as far as, you know, Riaz's mother talking to Riaz herself, it wasn't necessarily cut out, but it was more like shortened, because she did say at the end, Riaz, remember to train Issei properly. Which, you know, didn't come off as scolding the way it does in the light novel, but, you know, at least she says something to that extent. And I'm really glad that, you know, we got both, you know, the scene of, you know, the Ulpai dragon coming over to the kid that was crying and, you know, signing his hat for him, you know, standing up for his reputation. It comes to show that, you know, there's more to this series than just, you know, the Ulpai. I think this would really help, you know, the anime-onlys understand the whole reason behind the Ulpai dragon as the children's hero. But it gets some pretty in this next scene, this is where it starts to get a little, you know, heartbreaking, because Issei's having to, he was asked, you know, what does Riez mean to you on a personal level? And he has to really think about that. Now in the light novel, Reynarde came in at this point. But in the anime, Reynarde hasn't came in yet, and I think they're actually going to have Reynarde come in the second episode of the Lion's Heart arc. So possibly next week we might get to see that split-second scene where Reynarde whispers in Issei's head. Now, if that's what they're, that's what you're referring to as in, you know, changing the storyline a little bit, then yeah, I can definitely say that's like kind of slightly reordering it, because she was supposed to come in during this episode, because that's the start of Volume 10. But, you know, can't always expect 100%. But I mean, these were two very important scenes that I read from the light novel yesterday when I was just going over it. I was like, we have to see these scenes. They point out so many things about the story that people don't know yet. Yes, this episode was great, and I'm kind of upset. I'm upset at the fact that the uncensored version isn't out yet on the site that I'm watching. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more from it. Alright, now we're getting into Ravel. Ravel has come back into the picture, guys. It was stated last episode that she was going to start going to school with Riaz and the gang, and here she is. She is finally back in the story, and she looks adorable. Just absolutely adorable. Like, I prefer this Ravel 10 times better than I did the one that TNK created. The color scheme is, you know, brighter. It makes her look a lot better. And some people were saying, you know, that, you know, Ravel looked like she had gotten a little taller in this season. But if I change the picture here, you see that she's actually still the same height. As a matter of fact, I've always thought that, you know, Ravel was maybe a little taller than Koneko, but a couple inches shorter than Asia. And that actually shows in this season. So I think they got the height right, and man, she looked great. Especially in this next scene right here. This is one of my favorite shots of Ravel today. Just that blushed face, you know? Talking about how she doesn't know how to, you know, communicate with humans yet. She doesn't know how to interact with them because she's always been in the demon realm. She just looks so fantastic. Makoto Uno has done a fantastic job with the designs, guys. I mean, Makoto Uno did series like, let's see, Love Hina, Real Wars, and you can see the influence that came from those series in here, but I mean, he did an excellent job, you know, getting them to look really good. I mean, the brighter color palettes actually make the characters look a lot more eye-appealing, and so I've been really enjoying it so far. What's up, Nick? How's it going? Yeah, Ravel looks absolutely fantastic, especially in this scene right here. Oh, man. And then, you know, we head into the, I guess you could say, cat-bird fight between Ravel and Koneko right here. And as you can see, I mean, Ravel hasn't gotten any taller, really. I mean, I think she's always been at least an inch or two higher than Koneko in height. But the little argument between her and Koneko was hilarious. That kind of explains as a matter of fact, that does explain the pouting that Koneko is doing at the end of the series last episode. Oh yeah, the art is fantastic, bro. Like, I mean, some people say that, you know, some people have said that color palettes are too bright. I'm like, well, no, they're actually not. Compared to other series like No Game, No Life, which was 10 times brighter when it came to its color palettes and designs. I mean, they actually, like, if you watch from season 1 all the way up until season 4, it's hard to tell the color palette change, really, because it's only like a slight bit brighter. And I really loved that, you know, we got the same voice actors back for Ravel. It was fantastic. I'm gonna increase the volume real quick. There we go. Alright. See, what else do we have here? Oops. Went off the slideshow for a second. Alright. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed today's episode a lot. I was, like, after reading the actual volume last night, reading volume 10, I was like, we have to see some of these scenes because they're going to mean a lot to the story, and it's going to fill in some people about the story as well. You know, the whole background of, you know, what is the Alt Pie Dragon? Why is the song so popular, etc. That was that whole first scene where, you know, Issei met with the child, and, you know, in the light novel it goes into even more detail because, you know, he's talking about, you know, after seeing the kid, it makes him want to get stronger. And, you know, I kind of knew that they weren't going to be able to do, like, the whole narration bit, but I was glad that they involved that scene. And of course, now we are getting back to one of the other really touching moments in today's episode, when we were talking about Cyrogue's mother and how she has fallen into an illness due to the fact that, you know, I guess she was in denial about her son, like always told him that, you know, he'll be able to surpass, but she didn't actually believe that herself. And so, because she didn't truly believe that and she kept apologizing in her head, I guess the guilt caused her to fall into this illness. I'm not sure on all the details about it. But, Cyrogue's story is very similar to that of, you know, Issei, because they're both physically built. They don't have, you know, magic attributes. Or I guess, you know, Issei does have magic attributes now, but they're still, like, very small. Cyrogue, on the other hand, has no magic attributes. All he has is his physical ability. And, you know, just seeing, you know, Cyrogue sit here, I mean, stand there listening to his mother telling him, you know, just build up your strength to make up for what you don't have. Never give up and you will succeed eventually. You know, those lines, you know, really hits you in the feels. And it was great at the end of today's episode to see, you know, Cyrogue bowing down to Issei, you know, after he tried to, you know, reach out with his, you know, bilingual skill to try to hear what was in, you know, Cyrogue's mother's heart, to try to awake her. And even though it didn't work, you know, Cyrogue was very grateful for Issei trying. And, you know, it just comes to the show that, you know, people that say that, you know, High School DxD has lost its seriousness, has lost its, you know, its feels because, you know, of the art style change. It comes to show that that's not true. It's just a matter if, you know, you can look past the fact that the style has changed. If you can allow yourself to adapt to a new style. Because, guys, art styles are going to change as the anime industry continues. It's going to happen. It's just part of the business. And, you know, I think it's just really sad that, you know, there are fans out there who just can't see past, you know, the nostalgia. Because that's keeping them from feeling what's in the story, you know what I mean? Kind of reminds you of the familiar Zero story. Yeah. But yeah, today's episode was great, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen the new God, what was it? It wasn't concept art, but it was new art for the Lion's Heart arc in volume 10. It is fantastic. Let me show you guys that real quick. Oops, that's not it. There we go. Here we go. This banner right here. Now this banner, I definitely would see making a much better, you know, DVD case or Blu-ray case for the new season rather than the Kyoto arc, even though the Kyoto arc is the first one in the story, in the series. I believe that this one would make a much more, you know, a better impression for the series, would get more sales, because the Kyoto arc one with like the greens, it kind of looks like, I don't want to say it in a bad tone, but it does kind of look childish. But this one in a way actually has more action to it, so you get a better feel of, you know, the fight, that the actual, like the big climax of the story, you know, Cyrogue versus Issei. Yeah, it's very well detailed, and I think it would be a great thing if they actually made this one the Blu-ray cover and the DVD cover instead of, you know, using the Kyoto arc. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm actually going to be taking that design and making myself a personal shirt with it, so I can wear it to the con this year. It's going to be great. I'm going to be making some t-shirts that say anime is more than just design as well. But anyway, I wanted to announce something to you guys. If you follow me on Twitter, I announced yesterday that I'm going to be doing a High School DxD fan fiction and fan art contest. Maybe they could do a dual site poster too. That would be awesome, Nick. I would love to have a dual site poster, or better yet, a wall banner of it, you know what I mean? Like, I would definitely replace the pictures on my wall in my recording studio with that. because that just looks fantastic. But anyway, I am going to be having a fan fiction and fan art contest with prizes. There's going to be categories that I want you guys to draw from. There's a couple of scenes that I want to see drawn. One scene is from season. I think it's volume 12 of the light novels. And I'm actually going to be making a video about it here in the coming weeks. That way I can give you guys more details on it, explaining what scenes I'm looking for and whatnot. And I'm hoping that I get some, participants. There's also going to be, like when I first started my channel, as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be having the High School DxD trivia game, and there will be prizes for that as well. I'll be testing your knowledge on not just the anime series, but the light novel as well. So it's going to be fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's been a long journey to get all the way up to 800 subscribers, over 800 subscribers. And I'm still growing, so I'm really happy that I'm able to do this with you guys. But yeah, I mean, today's episode was fantastic. I can't wait to see the rest of the arc, especially when they start getting into the training. Oh, did you guys notice that the opening changed as well? Slightly. The opening of the series changed slightly. Like, it wasn't like a complete, new opening. It was more like the same opening, but with added characters to it. Like, we had Ravel appear, and we also had the fight scene switched out from, the one in Kyoto with Soso to Issei and Sairog at the rating game match. And honestly, I kind of feel that they could have done a little better with that. But, I guess budget cuts would be the reason for, not making an entire new opening. So, can't really help that. But definitely looking forward to next week's episode and what it's going to entail, because I have the feeling it's going to be really dramatic next week. A Maiden's Heart is Complicated is the title, and I'm definitely looking forward to it, because at the end of today's episode, we got into some touchy moments with Issei and Riaz after the discussion with her mother. And I'm so looking forward to it. Especially since, a lot of people on the Reddit were saying that, the Reynare bit might turn up in the next episode. So, we're going to be getting into the whole problem with, Issei coming to grasp with, calling Riaz instead of Fuchol. Because, as we know, in Season 3, that whole bit where he called her Riaz, that was, totally forgotten, and it was done completely wrong. So, we're going to be going back through that again next week, next Tuesday, when it comes out, Life 8. In case you wonder if Sayero loses his match, his mother will wake up from the Sleeping Beauty. Makes you wonder if he'll lose his match and if she'll wake up. Yeah, that's true. You could definitely, I guess I could see that. That's one of the reasons why I'm looking so forward to the rating game match, because, Cyrogue is so ready to win. He says he's got everything on the line for this. Everything that he's worked for so far has been built up to this moment. If he loses, he'll lose it all, is what he said. But I honestly don't think he'll lose everything if he loses. But you know, that's a good dramatic bit right there. Because Issei also doesn't want to lose the reigning game match. He wants to, you know, become a high-ranking devil. So it's going to be a very intense battle. We got two demons on both sides who have things at stake. Huge stakes. Their dreams on the line. And they're similar dreams, you know, because Issei and Cyrogue are very similar. They both mainly depend on their physical strength, because they don't have much magical attributes to them. So it's going to be intense to see how they fight it out. Because, you know, when characters are desperate in a situation to win, you know, seeing that they don't have anything else to rely on, they tend to go all out. And like Cyrogue said in the first episode, he wanted all rules excluded from the match. So that means we're going to get to see Issei use Triana, Iliga Triana move. I think it's Triana. Yeah, Triana. We're going to get to see Issei use his new promotion skills. And Cyrogue also stated that he's going to be going all out because he can't afford to lose. So get ready for one hell of a match. Some huge drama. And allow yourself to feel. Like, seriously. If you're still stuck on the fact that the style change is different, try to let yourself adapt to it, you know? Once you adapt to it, then you will start to feel those emotions again. It's just a matter if you can allow yourself to adapt to a new art style. And realize that it's the exact same story, with the exact same characters, exact same voice actors. If you can do that, you will start to experience those feels again, like you did in the first three seasons. For me, however, I didn't have to worry about that. I was able to go straight from Season 1, 2, and 3 into 4 without any difficulty. But I know some people out there are still, you know, struggling with, you know, the change of the style. And saying that, you know, the series has lost its seriousness, and that it's lost its, you know, its feel aspect because, you know, the style is a little bit lighter than before, it's not as hard. But that doesn't change the way the characters are, that doesn't change the way the story is written, and it doesn't change the emotions that happen in the story. So, if you let yourself adapt, you will be able to feel those emotions. Alright. Let's see here. 3 watching right now. It's only been about 30 minutes so far. But yeah, I mean, today's episode was fantastic. You guys have any questions for me? Or expectations for next week's episode that you're wanting to see from the light novel? They still struggle for some people, and then even they are some people who don't. the dub is pretty much the same, except for Ajia's voice actress. Ajia's voice actress changed in the dub version. But me, I mean, I haven't watched the dub version yet. I actually plan to, because this would be the first season that I've ever watched a dub series if I do. I've always stuck to the Japanese audio and subtitles, because that just sounded a lot better to me. I think, you know, Japanese audio plays out the emotions better than, you know, the dub does in some series, and High School DxD has been definitely one of those for me. But yeah, I mean, Ravel looks absolutely fantastic. So, about these prizes that I'm going to be doing for the fanfiction and fan art contest, what would you guys like? Let's not try to be too extravagant here, but let's say if I can get the first 3 seasons plus a season 4 when it comes out for the art contest, I think that would be first place winner, and then second place winner would probably get, let's see, what would I do for second place winner? Second place winner would probably get a wall banner from the original 3 seasons, or the, you know, the High School DxD Born art book that I ordered, which is supposed to be coming in soon. If you guys have any ideas for prizes that you would like me to do for the contest, feel free to let me know in the chat. And yes, Ravel looks absolutely fantastic. Like, she is one of the best designs out of the series so far for me. Like, someone stated on the Reddit that Ravel looks even better than she did in the original concept art that was released for her for season 4. And I totally agree with him, especially with this expression right here. She just looks so much the part of Ravel. And it's just so nostalgic. It's just like, it's a different art style, but it's so nostalgic because you can tell that that is Ravel. It's just so suiting. And if you look at the characters from a distance like this, they look very similar to the designs from the past 3 seasons in a way. Like Issei and Riaz. That's another one of my favorite poses from Ravel right here. The laugh. My friend Anthony, he hates characters that have that laugh. He thinks characters with that laugh are annoying. But I think it makes her really cute. But yeah, definitely, I mean, next week's episode is going to be pretty emotional, I could say. I've got to read more into it, but from what I've read, it's going to get into more of the relationship of Riaz and Issei. And Issei is struggling to understand Riaz and coming to grasp with, you know, calling her Riaz instead of Buchel. Come to think of it, you know, I wonder how, like I asked this on the Reddit, but in the dub, from what I've heard, is that they've always called, Issei always called her Riaz, and so I don't know how they're going to cope with, you know, this part in the next episode when they have to deal with, you know, Issei calling her Riaz when he's been calling her that the whole entire time in the dub. Like, I mean, how are they going to cope with that? How are they going to adapt that, pretty much? How are they going to make that sound right? Oh, we're going to see more. We're definitely going to see more Ravel. Like, I don't think that she would ever just stay around for one episode. It's not like them to introduce a character for just one episode, you know what I mean? Everyone in the Kyoto arc got, you know, a good bit of introduction and screen time, so Ravel's going to get her screen time as well. And judging by the opening, she's actually going to have, I think, a part in the game. So, definitely looking forward to it. And, you know, as I stated last week, someone stated in the preview for last week's episode that, you know, the director has already confirmed in an interview that Passione is up for 2 more seasons of High School DxD. So, we're possibly going to get a Season 5 and a Season 6 after this. I think they said 2019 or 2020 at the latest. And once I actually get some official confirmation, I'll be making a video about it for you guys so I can keep you guys updated on it. Like I always do. But definitely looking forward to next week's episode, the rating game match, especially the training sessions before the rating game match, because I know they've got to do some training so they can actually get up to fight in the rating game. So the preparations for that are going to take place, and that's always been one of my favorite parts of High School DxD is, you know, watching, you know, the training sessions. Yep. Hopefully we'll have one next year end as well as 2020. That would be great. So what are your guys' expectations for next week's episode? If you've read the light novel, what are your expectations? Like, what do you expect them to adapt in? Quite frankly, when it comes to adaptation for this season, I am in awe. Just, you know, just how well they've done it. The Kyoto arc was absolutely spectacular. An adaptation. There were a few scenes missing here and there, but they were very minor scenes. And again, when we hit this arc, when we entered the Lion's Heart arc today, the scenes that were missing were also very minor. Like the one Reynare bit, which some people have said on the Reddit that, you know, is supposed to be in the next episode. However, in the novel it was supposed to be in this episode. Because it's the start of the Lion's Lion's Heart arc. But if we get to see it next episode, that'll be great. But if we don't see it next episode, then that means that they replaced it with, you know, the Elena breast bit that we saw today, where Issei was helping her in the dressing room, and everyone came in and, you know, kind of interrupted. Oh yeah, Jay, they've been doing an excellent job so far. Like, I've said this before, I do not think we would ever gotten this type of great coverage if we stayed with TNK. I believe they would have kept, you know, trying to reorder the volumes and add more volumes into one season and messing it up. I mean, TNK just has they've had a record for actually adding their own anime content to written content, not just the High School DxD, but other series as well. Someone stated that on the Reddit, and I actually looked into it myself. So I couldn't be happier with the studio change. Like I stated this on the subreddit myself, I'd much rather a studio that actually has interest in my favorite series be in charge of how it's adapted and, you know, want to make it great than, you know, TNK, who obviously didn't have any interest in the series, because if they did, they would have, you know, put more into it. Like, for instance, with their designs were very minor in detail, very little detailed character designs. They lack detail, and usually when you have designs that have a lot of detail, it makes it harder to animate. But TNK didn't have heavy detailed designs, yet their animation department still sucked. All we got was, you know, slideshow battle scenes and, you know, comic strip split screen facial cuts. So that, you know, that came to show that, you know, they didn't actually care to put effort into the series when TNK was in charge. Like they just put out, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not even subpar quality when it came to performance for High School DxD. And Passione has done so much better. And the fact that Passione actually went and made the cast read the light novel so that they would understand that High School DxD is more than just fan service, would actually understand the story better and what it's actually about, understand the deeper meaning behind it, shows that they really care for the series. And so I couldn't be happier with the change. Kind of felt like Kyoto Trip vibe with Elena today's. Yeah, that's true. Although I think the closet scene in Kyoto was a lot better. That was one of my favorite scenes from the Kyoto arc, because Elena's halo was going on and off. I liked that effect. It was very comical, but yet at the same time very, you know, seductive, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I've loved the designs so far this season. I've just fallen in love with them. And this is definitely one of my favorite scenes from today. I was so looking forward to it because when I read it in the light novel yesterday, I was like, we have to have this scene in here. We have to have the part where Issei you know, realizes that, you know, the kids actually look up to him. They're not, you know, just a fan of, you know, the Oppai Dragon because he's the Oppai Dragon. They look up to him because he's their hero, you know? He's defeated a lot of, you know, evil in their world. He's gone through a lot of battles, and, you know, they look up to Issei. And the fact that Issei realizes this and it makes him want to become stronger is something that, you know, this season needed. So I'm really glad they put these scenes in here. From when the mother and the child were disappointed because they couldn't get the autograph signed, and Issei just comes on in his gear and he's like, "Don't cry, little man. Men aren't supposed to cry. You need to get stronger." And it was just, you know, a touching scene. Looks like Iron Man? I don't think so. And that pic? Well, yeah, he doesn't have his wings out, so I guess you could say that in a way, but not really, if you ask me. Like, Iron Man is a lot more brighter red, and his center isn't green either, so. But this was definitely just one of my favorite scenes. Very touching. Today had some great fills in it. The story of the Oppai Dragon being told from, you know, this scene right here. You know, because it comes to show that, you know, how the Oppai Dragon song actually made the kids fall in love with him. If it wasn't for that song, he would have never gained the fame that he has with the kids in the Demon Realm. Those broadcasts of him would have never happened. And the kids look up to him so dearly. I mean, in the light novel, it goes into detail, you know, the kids holding the doll of, you know, the Oppai Dragon in his hand, and Issei sees this, and he realizes that, you know, these kids really love him. These kids look up to him, they admire him, they want to be like him, and that touches Issei's heart, and it makes him realize that he wants to become stronger for these kids. He wants to be that hero. Very touchy with the mother and the kid. It was extremely touchy in the light novel as well. Like, I started tearing up when I read it yesterday, and I was like, we have to have this scene in there tomorrow. I will be disappointed if we do not have this scene to relay the point that, you know, the Oppai Dragon is not just a song. There is purpose behind that song and why it deals with the story. And that whole scene right here, this whole scene right here, where Issei, you know, meets the mother and the child, and goes in and, you know, pats the kid on the head and tells him not to cry, to become stronger, relays that part so well. Yeah. I mean, it was just a beautiful scene. And also, kind of, you know, talking about it with this music right now is also kind of making me tear up. Watching right now. So guys, back to my question. What would you like? So far I've decided that I was going to do, you know, season 1 through 3 and possibly 4 if I can get it. If I decide to do the contest, the fanfiction and art contest, by the time, you know, season 4 releases in July. I actually want to do it sooner, so What I may do is if I decide to do, you know, season 1 through 3 as the prize for the first place winner of the contest, then season 4 will come to them once it actually releases. But I was thinking season 1 through 4 for the first place winner of the contest, and for the second place winner, possibly a wall scroll or the High School DxD Born visual art collection, which I have ordered, so you can hold on to some memories from, you know, the old art style. Because I want to see what you guys can write. I want to see what you can draw. Even if you can't draw, I want to see what you can do. And that's the whole point. I want us to have fun on my channel, you know, not just, you know, watch my videos. But with my streams, I want us to, like, do events and stuff. Yo, Solo Link, how's it going, man? Glad to have you back. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking of, for the first place winner of the fanfiction and art contest, they're going to have the first 4 seasons of High School DxD. Well, actually, season 1 through 4. Second place will get the High School DxD Born art collection. Do I prefer the old High School DxD art style or the new one? Solo Link, to be honest with you, I like both. Like, I love TNK's art style, and I love Passione's art style. I've never had a problem with, you know, Passione's work. Or to be more specific, Makoto Uno's work, because he's done a lot of my favorite series like Love Hina and Rail Wars. So when I heard that Makoto Uno was going to be doing the character designs for season 4, I was really happy. So I wasn't disappointed. I had no problem going from season 1 through 3 to season 4 because of the art style change. If I had to choose TNK or Passione, since TNK's animation department is, in my search for lack of better words, total crap, because, you know, and I'm going to explain this real quick, right? TNK's designs were not very detailed, and when it comes to animation, if you have like harder detailed designs, if you have more detail in your designs, it's harder to animate. But TNK did not have heavy detailed designs. They were very light in detail, but yet their animation department, when it came to like battles and stuff, and especially when it came to their opening, which was nothing but, you know, slide transitions, was very generic, and it looked really bad. This season the animation is a lot better, and we also have a lot more detail with the characters. So if you ask me, I'm going to go with Passione all the way, because we got two very good positives here. We got better detail with the characters, and we also got better animation with the characters. So yeah, Passione for me all the way. Do I know when the dub is coming out? Yeah, it's already started, Solo. The dub has already started on Funimation, I believe, and you can also find it on 9 Anime. But I think 9 Anime only has up to episode 4 right now? And you also asked me, how do you enter the contest? Well, I'm going to be making a video about it in the coming weeks, so I'll have more details on how to enter then. I just wanted to kind of announce it today, so that you guys would know, because I know, you know, some of you like join my live streams, and you know, I wanted to announce it earlier, so I decided to put it in the live stream. So in the coming, I think 2 weeks, because I'm also working on a review right now for Darling in the Franxx, which by the way is over halfway, well, I'd say a little under halfway finished. But in the coming week or so, I will have a video on the actual contest, fanfiction and art contest, and it will have details on how to enter, as well as what prizes will be available, etc. And also, once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to have a High School DxD trivia with prizes as well. Anime 2 Pro? Possibly, yeah. I would definitely think so. If 2 Pro has 9 anime, they probably do. The only thing that I'm regretting right now is that, well, hang on, let me check. I can't say that yet. Maybe they added the uncensored version. Maybe they added it. Please say yes. Nope, it's still not there. 9 Anime still hasn't uploaded the uncensored version yet for episode 7. That is so sad. What? No new episode of Franxx? What? Thank you, Solo Link. I'm glad you feel that way. I feel that way too, but you know, it's hard being a small channel like myself. I'm trying to do as many collaborations as I can with larger channels. I know I have one collaboration I'm supposed to be doing with my friend. He's like a 22k subscribed channel or so, and he's going to be reviewing Season 2 of High School DxD, and he's like, dude, I'm going to be reviewing Season 2 finally. Do you want to join in? I'm like, hell yeah! Yes, I want to join in. Season 2 is one of my favorites. Yeah. Hang on, guys. Let me switch back to the full screen so you guys can actually see me better. There we go. Yeah, nice proportions, yep. When will it come out? What, the video for the contest? What are you referring to there, Solo, when you asked me when will it come out? He's going to be doing another special, Nick. Well, I can kind of expect that. Solo, I have no idea, actually. Like, I know last week it came out not even 45 minutes after the original Uncensored did. But for some reason, today they've been taking their time with it. So I'm just kind of waiting. I'm sad about it, but you know, I don't want to complain about it too much, because otherwise I'll sound like pretty much everyone else on 9 Anime. But there was some really good ult play scenes in today's episode. that were blocked by those double Ds, and I know that sounds funny, but I hate that censorship of the double Ds. I hated it in all the seasons. But you know, it's the High School DxD logo, so I'm not gonna hold it against it. But yeah, the Alina scene today was not actually part of the light novels. That was something that they put in, which, you know, I feel was due time, you know, for, you know, the people who are the heavy fan service lovers of the series. Because, you know, the Kyoto arc, it did have some fan service, but then it went back to straight battle, and I think it was due time that, you know, they went back and paid attention to the fan service side, you know, to kind of keep them interested. Solo Link, it was stated by a native of Japan in last Tuesday's episode, the preview that came out for it on last Monday, that the director clarified that Passione had signed up for 2 more seasons. And it was also verified that the voice actors, when the premiere of High School DxD HERO was released in Akihabara, they were already discussing what the title of Season 5 should be. So, once I get some official confirmation on that, which I will be, you know, watching Ishibumi's Twitter account, so I can get some more information. I'll also be checking other sources for more information on it, and once I get some official confirmation, I will be making a video on it, so I can let you guys know. I always do, I always will. Do I reckon the anime will die or not? Nah, definitely not. Because it's been doing so well in Japan right now. Just reading, you know, the comments on Ishibumi's Twitter account, the Japanese are extremely pleased with it. They're so happy that it's back on with its source material, and they love the new designs. Like, they have no problem with them. So it's been doing really well. I'm going to try to find some information on the actual Blu-ray, on the actual DB sales and DVD sales for it later on down the line. Who's going to take over after Passione? It's a good question, actually. It could be a possibility that it would end after Season 6, because that would be a definitely good point for it to end if he wanted to end it. But, you know, a lot of Japanese on his Twitter account have stated that they would like it to go all the way to Volume 22. And I stated this before in my last stream that I did last week. I would love for High School DxD to be, you know, a long-run series. Like, you know, Bleach or something like that. Something that has like maybe 50 episodes to it. Unfortunately, Solo Link, I don't think that's gonna happen, man. Because, you know, when you break a legal contract partnership, it kind of puts you at a loss. After TNK messed up Season 3, Ishibumi cut ties with them entirely, because not only they did that, you know, mess up developments for characters in future seasons. Like, TNK cut out a lot of material in Season 3 that was supposed to be in there, that was important character developments, and they also included too much material as well. Like, you saw this season, you know, the try on an illegal move, that was supposed to be in this season. not in Season 3. But TNK decided, you know what? We're gonna one-up the author, and we're going to jam all this stuff together and put more than the regular amount of novels into the season. Because the format was 2 volumes per season, not 3 volumes per season. And so when they went in too much, they spoiled a lot of developments, and they took out a lot of developments that were needed for characters that, if it wasn't redone, it would have resulted in the characters dying because they would not have been developed. Do I reckon Loki will return? I honestly don't know about that one. Like, I know the Loki's Curse, that whole thing was something that TNK made up. That was part of their, original anime content thing. However, the defeat of Loki and his imprisonment is real because it's stated in the first episode of High School DxD HERO, not episode 00, but the actual episode 1. Because Cyrogue says, I would not look down upon or underestimate anyone that was able to defeat the god Loki. So, the defeat of Loki is definitely canon. However, his return, I'm questioning. But yeah, I mean, chances of them returning to TNK, of Isubumi returning to TNK, are for naught, unfortunately. And that's just the way business flows, man. I mean, legal contracts, if they're broken, it's like if I were to take someone's video on YouTube, right? And then I tried adding my own content to theirs, and then I tried to pass it off as theirs. That's illegal, bro. That's almost the exact same thing as copyright infringement. Because they changed the written material. When you adapt something, the word adaptation literally means from one genre to another. It doesn't mean change the story. It's, book to movie, or book to anime or animation. Well, a good place without viruses. Let's see. I know Crunchyroll has it, but it's not uncensored, and they don't have any viruses. Funimation also has it. Or if you want to use 9 Anime, I would definitely recommend getting Avast antivirus on your computer. It's free to download, and it will keep the viruses at bay. I have a nice house. Well, actually, this is my downstairs area. This whole area down here is pretty much my room. And then my studio is in a side door over to the right. But look at this wonderful concept art for the second arc. No, you don't have to pay for Avast. There's a free version of it if you want to download it. if you want to get like the premium stuff that comes with it, you have to pay for it. But I started out on like the original version of it, and it was free to download. So. But I mean, look at this awesome artwork here for this, for the rest of the season. This is the arc that we're into right now. School Festival, Lion's Heart. And this concept art is so fucking awesome. I'm actually going to be taking this design from the poster, and I'm going to be actually making myself a shirt using that. Yeah, if they make a movie, it probably will take a little time, but I'm praying that if they do make a movie that it's not live action, because I've seen enough anime live action adaptations that makes my head spin, and they've just been terrible so far. So if they do make a movie, please just let it be animated. So anyway, guys, any more questions for me? Actually, let's see if I missed any, because I've just been chatting away. There are some great possible names for Season 5. Oh yeah, there's... like, even after this season, I can tell there's a lot of great titles that they could choose from. Like Medusa's Eye. I think Medusa's Eye would be good because, you know, after last week's episode, toward the end, we got to see how Soul got his eye attacked by Issei's cannon, and that was a huge part in the novel. That's also a foreshadowing for another season. So my prediction is that it's probably going to be High School DxD Medusa's Eye, or something along those lines. I mean, there's other possibilities for the title too, but I think Medusa's Eye would do justice. Because in volume... well, actually, no. If they do another season, it would be volume 11 and 12, and I don't think Soul comes back into play until volume 13. So that probably wouldn't work. But there have been a lot more great ideas since the 4th season started for titles for the 5th season. But yeah, I mean, looking at the designs, to me, there's only very little slight difference between TNK's style and, you know, well, not even TNK style, because it's not even TNK that actually did the designs, it's the character designer themselves. And I can't remember who the character designer was for the first 3 seasons. but the one for the 4th season is Makoto Uno. And when you compare it to the first 3 seasons, when you compare this season to the past 3, the only differences that I can tell, really, is, you know, the color palettes are a little brighter. And that's like very slightly. And like the flesh tones in the past 3 seasons, they were, I guess, a little too white for me. And dimmed down. And I guess, you know, for some people it's the fact that, you know, the color palettes have actually, you know, enhanced, that it kind of makes it look, you know, more childish, but it doesn't affect me that way. Because, you know, to me, High School DxD is still High School DxD. Though I can understand, you know, if I was them, you know, seeing it from that perspective. Is the dub of Hero on 9 anime? Yes, it is. Let me see how far they've gotten so far. Let's see. So far, they only have up to episode 3 of the dub on 9 anime. Episode 3 uncensored. Besides from High School DxD light novels or manga, what other manga or light novels would you like to see getting an anime adaptation? How about the High School DxD prequel? I'm not sure if you guys knew this, but there is a High School DxD prequel. God, if I could just remember the name of it, it's on the tip of my tongue right now. I haven't even read the novel yet, but I've wanted to see, you know, the story before High School DxD actually took place. So you may actually have to go to the actual website so that you can watch the dub then, because it's on there, it's on 9 anime, you just have to go to 9 anime directly, I think. If you look in the description of the stream, I'll have a watch episode link there where it says Hero Life 7, and if you click there it'll take you directly to the page for a 9 anime, and then you can just use the search. But what was... hang on. Let me look it up real quick, guys. That way I can let you guys know what it is, what the name of the prequel was, because it's like, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it right now. For some odd reason. But I would love to see the prequel of High School DxD made into animation. Let's see. Should be somewhere down the line, because I know I put something up about it earlier on the Reddit. Oh, Slashdog, that's the name of it. Well, that's what I'm saying, Solo Link. You can actually, you know, download Avast for free, and it will still block, you know, viruses and stuff from your computer as a basic function. And if you don't want pop-ups, I definitely recommend getting uBlock as an extension from Google, and that'll keep all the pop-up ads from, you know, getting in the way of you watching online anime. But if you just want to watch, you know, anywhere without viruses entirely, I would recommend either Funimation, because I know they have the dub right now as well, and I would also recommend Crunchyroll. Okay. Well, I'll try to find out some more places for you after the stream, and if I find one, I'll put it in the comments for you. So just keep an eye out for it. But yes, as far as the question for any other anime adaptations I would like to see, Nick, definitely the Slash Dog series, which is the prequel to High School DxD. It deals with young Volley. It also deals with Issei's parents and how they met, Issei's birth, etc. So having the prequel plus, you know, having the actual series would be great for me. I really need to read the Slash Dog series because I haven't read the novels for that yet. But I plan to. Anyway guys, any other questions? I've got about 10 more minutes before I'm going to end the stream for this evening. Gotta get back to writing my Darling in the Franxx review. Kinda sucks that there's not going to be another episode this week, because I was kind of looking forward to it on Saturday, but I guess that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, huh? Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the character designs, like, it's about a boy named Tobio. Huh. Well, I guess I heard wrong then, Jay. I know Volley's in there, though, because I've seen actual scenes of him, and I can't remember what his crush's name is supposed to be, but I know young Volley is in there. Like I said, I actually haven't read it yet, so I'm looking forward to reading it. But as far as the character designs go, I don't really see that much difference when it comes to, you know, Makoto Uno's designs and whoever did, you know, season 1 through 3. When you put the faces at an angle in season 1 through 3, sorry. When you put them at an angle in season 1 through 3, you can tell that they look alike as well. Like, they have the same outside facial structure. And that's pretty much the same thing here in season 4. With Makoto Uno's designs, so there's not really that much difference. Alright, Solo Link asked, what do I play any PC games? Do I play any PC games? I did play one for a while. I played Diablo 3 and Diablo, I think it was only Diablo, yeah, Diablo 3. I played Diablo 3, and I also played, what was it? It wasn't, God, what's the name of that MOBA game? It's not the one done by Riot. It's the one done by Blizzard, where it has all the Blizzard characters in it. Heroes of the Storm. I played Heroes of the Storm. I did play League of Legends for a while, but that was way back when, before the community actually went to shit, and I kind of stopped playing it. Now, let's see, if they could do a DxD movie, what story would I like to see in it? That's a good question, actually. I would definitely say, if they could do a movie, I would love to see a movie adaptation of volumes 11 and 12, because that's where it gets really dramatic. There's also a really great comeback, and I believe that would be great for the franchise to do volume 11 and 12 as a movie as well. That would build up hype, add funding to the franchise, and possibly get us more anime seasons. That's pretty much how it works, you know? But I mean, there's other volumes of High School DxD that have excellent stories in them as well, like all the way up into volume 22. And the current matches, you know what I mean? Because there's some crazy fights going on right now in the light novel. Carl, how's it going, man? Yes, today's episode was fantastic. Some very touchy moments, some excellent fan service, which for some reason I'm unable to see right now because Night Anime does not have the uncensored version out yet. But definitely excellent. The scene, let me see if I can get to it right here. Not sure if you've seen it, because you just came in, but like I was going over earlier, this scene right here in the light novel is one of my favorites, where Issei comes in contact with a mother, finds a mother and her son outside of the event, you know, and the child's so upset that he wasn't able to see the Ult-Pai dragon, and Issei sees this, and he decides to come over. He changes into his gear, and he comes over to the child, and immediately the kid's tears just turn to glee. He's so happy to see the Ult-Pai dragon, and he signs the kid's hat, which has a design of Issei on it, and his gear. And I just thought this scene was done so well, because in the light novel, this is a really important scene in the light novel, because it shows that, you know, in the light novel, Issei was, you know, upset about, you know, he's always going into these battles, and no one else is going into these battles but him and his friends, and he just wants to live a peaceful life. You know, a comical, ecchi, peaceful life with, you know, Riaz and the rest of the gang, and not have to go through these troubles. And then he meets this kid, and he realizes that, you know, these kids actually look up to him. And it makes him, you know, feel something, and after realizing that, he wants to become stronger and become the hero for these kids. That whole scene describes why the Ult-Pai Dragon song is important, because without the Ult-Pai Dragon song, he would not have gotten those special broadcasts that made him this popular for those kids. He would not have become the hero for the kids. And so, it was very important that we got this scene in there today. Alright, Solo. I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for tuning in. And then there was also, you know, the Riaz mother conversation, which was important as well. Granted, in the light novel, it did go a little differently, because in today's episode, they did kind of cut it short. You know, the part where she was scolding Riaz about not training Issei proper was kind of done differently in this episode. It was kind of mentioned at the end of her conversation, where she just said, Riaz, make sure you train Issei properly. But, you know, even the fact that they put that in there, just, you know, to put a mention of, you know, talking to Riaz about training Issei, shows that they care, even if they couldn't fit the whole thing. That's an interesting concept there, Carl. I haven't actually thought of it that way, but that's true. You could think of it that way. You're making me want to watch Hiroaka now. Yeah, you're late, Hider. A good hour late. But, you know, I can extend it a little bit longer. I'll go until 6:30 so I can kind of go over things again. There's no big rush. But, today's episode has some really great moments in it. Some very important ones as well, for those of us who are light novel readers. And for those of you who are anime only as well, because I know some of the anime onlys were like, I hated that whole Oppai Dragon ending retcon thing at the end. It was so stupid. Well, it's not stupid. It has a great bit to do with the story. And going back to this scene right here is why. This scene explains why it's important to the story. The whole scene where Issei, you know, meets the mother and the child outside of the event. You know, he's disappointed that he wasn't able to see the Oppai Dragon because the autograph session is over. And Issei just like, you know what? Screw that. I'm gonna change into my gear and I'm gonna go over and greet this kid. Because in the light novel, Issei was so, you know, upset with the fact that, you know, him and his gang is are the only ones that seem to be going through these hard times in the demon realm. And so he was actually, you know, starting to hate himself for it. But then he meets this kid who makes him realize that the kids in the demon realm, you know, don't just like the name Oppai Dragon. They actually like the hero that Issei is and all that he's done for them. They look up to him. They look up to him a lot, and that touched Issei's heart so much. And that's why he decided to change into his gear and, you know, pat the kid on the head and sign his hat. And then the light novelist even said that he's decided that because of this encounter, he wants to become stronger for these kids. He wants to be a better hero for them. And that explains the whole meaning behind the Oppai Dragon song, because without the Oppai Dragon song that was first introduced in the first 6 volumes, and even in episode 00 of Hero, those special broadcasts, his reputation as the Oppai Dragon would never have existed. And so it helps him form an appreciation for himself, and he realizes the importance of the character that he plays in these kids' eyes. It all plays into the theme of High School DxD HERO. It was just a really beautiful scene. And then back to the Ria's mother's conversation scene, where she's telling, you know, Issei, you can't call me Riaz's mother anymore. Please call me either Mother or Miss Greymori, at least. And he's like, that would be extremely humiliating. And she's like, no, it's not humiliating at all. As a matter of fact, it's more humiliating to be, you know, consented as someone's mother at, you know, personal events. And like I said, you know, the whole scolding of Riaz was kind of done differently in the anime today, because it wasn't like really scolding, but she did mention toward the end of her conversation with the two, she did tell Riaz, you know, to train Issei properly. So just the fact that Passione was willing to put that in there was excellent. And Solo Link, what I think about getting VR chat, yeah, I'll consider it. Definitely. Like, I have Discord, if you want to hang out on Discord anytime. You can definitely find me on Discord. But I'll get VR chat as well. But yeah, I mean, some great scenes today, and now we're going to start getting into the whole dilemma of, you know, Issei having trouble calling Riaz instead of Bucho, which is going to start taking even... If I add you, add me on Steam. Okay, I'll definitely do it, man. If you search Otaku DxD on Discord, you'll probably find me. My actual name is K Otaku DxD, so it'll be, let's see, K Otaku DxD. There you go. But if you want to find my channel, it would just be Otaku DxD. Anime reviews, I think. But yeah, guys, I mean, starting next week, we're getting into A Maiden's Heart is Complicated. And that episode is going to have some feels. So get ready for it. There's going to be some drama, there's going to be some feels. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Your ID is Arctic Breeze. Alright. I'll write that down and I'll add you to my Discord. But definitely looking forward to the rest of the season now. Looking forward to the rest of Lion's Heart arc. The whole rating game match. And another great thing was that, you know, Ravel returned. And she looks absolutely fantastic. I'll do it, Link. I'll catch you later, man. But Ravel looks absolutely fantastic. And you know, some people on the subreddit were saying that, you know, it looked like Ravel got taller. But if you go to this scene, you see that she actually is pretty much the same height she was in the last 3 seasons. And I've always thought that Ravel was only a little bit taller than Koneko. By the way, I've been subs since you had 20 subs. Well, thanks for sticking around so long, man. I greatly appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy my content. I plan on making my content a lot more interesting for you guys as I continue to improve my channel, so look forward to more. Oh yeah. And I definitely, like, I've always thought that Ravel was in height, you know, a little, just a little bit taller than, you know, Koneko, but shorter than Aja. If I get VR chat and do a live stream, I'll probably do a live stream. It probably won't be today though, because I'll be tired after this one. But I'll be doing another live stream next Tuesday for sure. Yeah, this season so far has been awesome. And I can't wait to see how the rest of it turns out. Especially, you know, the preparations for the rating game, the training that they're going to be going through. It's going to be getting great. And there's going to be another conversation with Riaz's mother starting next episode as well. So things are going to get intense. But anyway, here's one of the other most touching scenes out of today's episode. Has to do with Sairog and his past, you know, the whole story of him. And, you know, how he grew up without any magical power whatsoever, and how his mother, you know, out of denial would tell him that, you know, regardless, never give up and you'll get strong. You have this sturdy body, use this sturdy body and increase your physical strength to make up for what you lack. And if you never give up, you will succeed. And even though she said that, it's said in the series that, you know, she didn't actually believe that, because she was always apologizing to herself in her heart, you know, saying those things, and so it led her to this illness that she's in. And this was just a really great feels moment in the series today. Learning about Sairog's past and how he grew up, being rejected by, you know, the rest of his family because he had no magical power. And then we have, you know, Issei, who tried to use, you know, Palingual to awaken his mother by learning what's inside her heart. However, it didn't work. But Sairog was still very grateful for the attempt. And, you know, it just comes to show that the series, even though the art style has changed, is still the same beautiful show that we've always loved. Art design does not change the way the story goes. It doesn't change how the characters are, their personalities, or anything. The story will always remain the same. But yeah, I was really enjoying today's episode. And then of course, those of you who are waiting for the Alina bit, for Alina to get her own eye catch, she finally got one today. And a lot of people on the subreddit were hoping that Ravel would be the next. And I'm honestly hoping that Ravel gets one next week as well. So we've gone through the whole harem so far. Now we're just waiting on Ravel to be introduced and an eye catch. And I have a feeling it's going to be fantastic. And unfortunately, I could not use the uncensored version of the eye catch because the uncensored version is not out yet. But today's episode was fantastic. Would be able to live stream VR chat at some point this week with me and some fans. This week, I'm not sure about this week because I know tomorrow I've got to do a Japanese study session with a friend of mine. I'm helping him learn Japanese, and that's probably going to be a good 2-hour excursion for me. But after that, I have to go back to work for the rest of the week, and then on Tuesday, I'll probably make room for it. But tomorrow I'll be, you know, doing a Japanese lesson with my friend, and then I'll be going back to work. So this week is very unlikely. But next week on Tuesday, for sure, I'll make room for a second stream, and I'll do it on VR chat. Solo, I will message you on VR chat probably within the hour, because as soon as the stream ends here in a couple of minutes, I'm gonna go take care of some things upstairs, and then I'll contact you on Discord. What do you mean you didn't watch the app at all? You're just waiting for the uncensored version? You can still get the feels without the uncensored version, you know. Solo Link. Let's try 7 o'clock. But anyway, I don't know if you guys have seen the new concept art for the current arc of the season, but here it is. Check it out. This is the official concept art for the current arc. School Festival is a lion's heart, and it has, you know, Issei and Saito going at it in the battle, and Riaz looking so fucking wonderful. It's absolutely great. What time is it for me now? It is 6:15 p.m. And like I said earlier in the stream, guys, this concept art, I believe, would make a much better, you know, Blu-ray cover and DVD cover for the series, and also gain a lot more attention than the Kyoto arc. Yeah, Solo Link, if 7 o'clock isn't good for you today, we can, I can try messaging you as soon as I get off here. If I don't message you, I will have you on my Discord though, so don't worry. You'll still get the message. But yeah. I mean, Makoto Uno's artwork is fantastic, guys. He's done a lot of great series. So it's not like we don't have, you know, a good artist doing Season 4. Next Tuesday at 2 p.m.? Sure, I can do one at 2 p.m. Or 3, yeah. Either one of those work. Alright. Let's make it 2, because after that I'll be doing the live stream for the actual High School DxD on YouTube. So we'll do one on VR chat at 2 p.m. Okay? But yeah, the rest of the season is going to be spectacular, guys, because we're about to hit some heavy drama with the next episode between Riaz and Issei. The relationship is going to get explosive, and I mean that in a good way. So it's going to be a lot of feels, it's going to be some drama as well, and you're going to love it. Tuesday. Next Tuesday at 2 p.m. But anyway, guys, I'm going to conclude this for today. I hope you have enjoyed the stream. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments after the stream is finished, and I will still be answering them as the day continues. Look forward to next week's stream when I go over A Maiden's Heart is Complicated, which is going to be one of the most romantic and one of probably some very dramatic scenes in there as well, so definitely look forward to it. And until next time, I'll catch you all later.